Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on all 14 games in Fanatical's Royal Bundle of December 2024. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and have the opportunity to gain early access to videos by buying a coffee through Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi. Your support means the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Double Dragon Gaiden, Rise of the Dragons. A game that brings back the iconic Lee brothers, Billy and Jimmy, in a fusion of classic beat-em-up action with a healthy dose of the roguelike genre. While this title may not be as narrative-heavy as some other recent titles in the genre, it excels in delivering a fast-paced, satisfying arcade experience. The combat in Rise of the Dragons is notably faster and more intricate compared to previous titles in the series. The controls are responsive, making it a joy to take on hordes of enemies. The addition of multiplayer and tag moves enhances the gameplay, but it's a shame that the multiplayer is limited to local play. What sets Rise of the Dragons apart is its focus on building a cash pot as you play. Defeating foes with special attacks or weapons yields more money, and this ties into the roguelike progression system. You use money to purchase permanent power-ups for your character, adding an exciting layer of strategy and replayability to the game. The game offers customizable difficulty settings, allowing you to tailor your experience. The chibi art style may be a departure from traditional Double Dragon visuals, but it works well and exudes charm. The soundtrack, featuring iconic tunes from previous titles, adds to the overall nostalgia. Despite some potential drawbacks with multiplayer being only local multiplayer, Double Dragon Gaiden Rise of the Dragons is a fantastic addition to the series. It may not feel like a traditional Double Dragon game, but its addictive gameplay and roguelike elements make it a must-play for fans of the beat-em-up genre. Here's hoping it paves way for more dragon-filled adventures in the future. At number 2 we have Nova Lands. Nova Lands offers a serene escape into the world of island management and automation. In this delightful title, you will find yourself immersed in a tranquil gameplay loop that balances resource gathering, factory building, and exploration. As your custom character, you'll explore hexagonal islands rich with resources, from twig trees to berry bushes. The game's hands-off approach allows you to discover its mechanics organically, fostering curiosity and rewarding exploration. Despite initial intimidation for newcomers in the genre, Nova Lands proves to be accessible and engaging, with hours slipping away effortlessly as you optimize production lines and uncover new technologies. The game's rhythm is captivating as you gather resources with the extractor, construct factories, and utilize items to progress. The diverse use of resources create a satisfying synergy, enhancing the gameplay experience. Furthermore, exploring neighboring islands adds depth, with each biome offering unique challenges and rewards. Nova Land's progression system, including skill points and research trees, provides meaningful upgrades that enhance your capabilities. The introduction of automation through bots elevates gameplay, allowing for efficient resource management and expansion across islands. Despite limitations of bot capacity and occasional inventory management bugs, Nova Lands remains a charming and relaxing experience. With its colorful pixel art and cozy sci-fi atmosphere, Nova Lands creates a welcoming environment for players seeking a low-stress gaming experience. While the soundtrack lacks variety, the game's sound effects captures the bustling outdoor factory ambience effectively. Nova Lands offers a delightful blend of factory building, exploration, and relaxation. Despite minor flaws, it provides hours of enjoyable content and is a must-play for fans of automation and exploration genres. At number 3 we have Kingdom Come Deliverance, an open-world RPG set in medieval Europe. In the game, you play as Henry, a humble blacksmith's son, who is thrust into a world of war, political turmoil, and vengeance after a devastating attack on his village. The game offers a unique and ambitious take on the RPG genre, focusing on realism and historical accuracy rather than fantasy elements. The narrative begins with peaceful moments in Henry's life, but quickly takes a dark turn when his village is attacked and his loved ones are killed. The protagonist's relatable nature and normalcy make him an enduring hero, guiding players through the complex culture and politics of the medieval world. The game deviates from traditional fantasy RPG tropes, omitting magical creatures and enchanted weapons in favor of a more realistic depiction of the time period. Kingdom Come Deliverance boasts an impressive simulation system that affects various aspects of the gameplay. Choices have consequences, such as stealing leading to jail time and wearing armor impacting noise levels during sneaking. The world feels dynamic and reactive, with NPCs following routines and reacting to your reputation and actions. However, the game's depth and ambition also come with downsides. Bugs and performance issues are common, and the simulation system's complexity sometimes leads to unexpected behavior. The combat is challenging and weighty, and even though Henry isn't a master swordsman, battles are important and can result in severe injuries. Despite its flaws, Kingdom Come Deliverance offers a rich and reactive world that encourages creative problem solving and exploration. The game's quest design avoids excessive map markers, promoting a more immersive and engaging experience. The variety of quests, from large battles to settling disputes, keeps the gameplay interesting. Overall, while plagued by bugs and performance problems, Kingdom Come Deliverance is a rewarding and satisfying role-playing experience. Its commitment to historical accuracy and realistic mechanics sets it apart from traditional RPGs, offering a fresh and immersive take on a genre. This game also comes with the Band of Bastards DLC, featuring additional story content and locations to explore. And number 4 we have Slayer's X Terminal Aftermath Vengeance of the Slayer, a survival FPS adventure game where you dive into the chaotic world of a teenager's imagination, set against the backdrop of the late 90s FPS modding scene. In this game, you follow Zane, a fictional character from Hypnospace Outlaw, who embodies the awkward adolescence of video gaming. The plot revolves around Zane's creation, a modded FPS game reflecting his self-centric teenage fantasies. You, as Zane, play a mystical warrior hacker, an X-Slayer, who seeks vengeance against the Psychos for killing his mom and fellow X-Slayers. The game is a fascinating blend of intentional bad design and compelling character exploration. It's a tribute to the amateur aesthetic of early modded games, with level designs that lack flow, textures repurposed hastily, and CGI cutscenes that wouldn't have been possible for teenagers at the time. Yet, these elements are crafted so deliberately that they evoke a sense of charm and authenticity. Despite the amateur facade, Slayer's X offers an enjoyable gameplay experience. The weapons are varied and fun, the exaggerated hit bob is reminiscent of 90s FPS games, and the intentionally flawed level design adds to the nostalgia. While the game is not perfect, it is short, has limited enemies and weapons, and you frequently encounter design problems, it still manages to be entertaining. Ultimately, Slayer's X stands out not just as a game, but as a unique piece of fiction. It offers a window into a time many will remember, blending edgy teenage fantasies with a narrative that's both cringeworthy and deeply moving. It's an elaborate lie that feels honest, complete with humor and nostalgia. If you're a fan of character-driven stories and nostalgic game design, Slayer's X is worth your time. And number 5 we have Affogato, a unique concoction of genres, blending elements of Persona, coffee shop simulation, and reverse tower defense. You play as Affogato, a barista with a magenta-haired edge, navigating a nocturnal city, brewing drinks for patrons, and battling inner demons in cart-based tower assault dungeons. While its concept is undeniably intriguing, the execution is uneven. The coffee shop aspect feels underwhelming. Orders are simplistic, mostly variations of espresso with straightforward instructions that leave little room for creativity. The brewing mechanic, though charming at first, becomes repetitive and lacks depth. You might expect the shop to play a central role, but it's largely a side hustle, overshadowed by the more prominent dungeon crawling segments. These Mind Palace dungeons offer a twist on traditional tower defense. Your cards unleash units along tracks to vanquish enemies. Early on, strategic decisions shine, with intricate paths and tactical card placements adding satisfying complexity. Unfortunately, the battles soon devolve into predictable routines, with limited incentive to experiment beyond your initial deck. Outside of combat and coffee, you'll spend your days improving stats like intelligence and beauty or forging relationships. While this nod to Persona's time management is appreciated, it often feels perfunctory, with stats serving as arbitrary gates rather than meaningful progress. Affogato tries to be many things, but struggles to excel at any. Its mix of genres is ambitious, but diluted, leaving you longing for a more robust brew. For some, this might be the perfect quirky escape, but it is an acquired taste. And number 6 we have ABRISS, Built to Destroy, a unique blend of creation and destruction. This physics-based builder challenges you to construct beautiful, intricate structures, only to demolish them. You'll find various game modes to explore, but the core gameplay remains consistent, focusing on your building skills and destructive creativity. In ABRISS, Built to Destroy, there's no central plot. Instead, the campaign mode introduces new elements to test your experimental mindset. Each level revolves around an immersive structure with a red orb at its core, which you must strike to progress. You are awarded points based on the level of destruction, encouraging you to combine building blocks into complex machinery or structures. Your imagination is the only limit. Beyond the campaign, you can enjoy sandbox mode, where you build whatever you wish, or aim for high scores in Endless mode. The in-game camera system allows you to capture your creations, while Sandbox mode offers freedom. The structured challenge of the campaigns, with its 7 unique worlds and building restrictions, is more engaging. Endless mode tests your abilities while pushing for high scores. The game's futuristic edge is highlighted by clean lines and neon-infused imagery, complemented by a start UI that helps you focus. The high-tempo music and crunching sound effects enhance the experience, blending futuristic noises with calm ambient sounds. The controls are smooth, especially with the gamepad. The UI and camera angles make navigation easy, allowing for seamless experimentation. The 3 game modes and 7 worlds ensure replay value, with a leaderboard to satisfy competitive urges. ABRISS, Built to Destroy is an unusual but fun title. If you enjoy building impressive structures and then watching them crumble, you'll love this indie game. The drive towards experimentation and the thrill of destruction make it a recommended play. At number 7 we have Undying, a heartfelt survival game set in the zombie apocalypse where you play as Enling, a mother fighting against time to teach her son Cody how to survive before she succumbs to a zombie bite. Released in December 2023, this game focuses on crafting, exploration, and survival mechanics, while telling an emotionally charged story. As Enling, you guide Cody through scavenging for supplies, repairing a broken down home, and defending against the undead. The crafting system is robust, allowing you to gather materials like metal and glass to make tools, grow crops, and prepare meals. Each lesson you pass on to Cody is vital for his survival, and your bond deepens as he learns to fend for himself. You'll face tough decisions about whether to trust other survivors, risking dangerous confrontations or forming alliances that may not be what they seem. As you venture into new areas, the game's risk-reward system keeps you on edge, especially since resources are scarce and zombies are ever present. While the story is gripping, the early game can be punishing. Basic survival tools are not always explained clearly, making the learning curve steep. However, once you get the hang of it, Undying offers a fulfilling experience with deep emotional layers. Undying is a beautifully crafted tale of love, sacrifice, and survival that will resonate with you long after playing, even if it tests your patience at the start. At number 8 we have Saints Row 2022. In the reboot of Saints Row, Volition attempts to bring back the essence of the original series while catering to fans of the over-the-top antics of its more recent iterations. However, despite its efforts, the game ends up feeling like a mixed bag, offering moments of fun but lacking a cohesive identity. Set in the fictional city of Santo Ileso, Saints Row embarks on a journey to establish the Saints gang from scratch. While the story feels rushed and fails to leave a lasting impression, the diverse cast of characters and rival gangs add some intrigue to the narrative. The city itself is a vibrant mix of southwestern American influences, providing a visually appealing backdrop for the action. Gameplay-wise, Saints Row delivers on its promise of fast-paced shooting and driving mechanics. The variety of vehicles and combat abilities keep things engaging, but the lack of truly wacky weapons may disappoint some players. Despite its slick gameplay, the experience feels somewhat formulaic and doesn't offer much innovation. The game does pay attention to detail, with quirky side missions and humorous dialogue scattered throughout. However, the overall execution feels constrained by a desire to appeal to a broader audience, resulting in a lack of creative risk-taking. While Saints Row offers drop-in drop-out co-op multiplayer, the main campaign suffers from pacing issues and underdeveloped character arcs. The attempt to inject emotional depth into certain moments feels forced, detracting from the overall experience. In the end, Saints Row provides moments of enjoyment, but struggles to carve out its own identity amidst the shadow of its predecessors. It's a decent addition to the series, but falls short of reaching its full potential due to a lack of creative direction. At number 9 we have Lords of Exile, a retro-inspired side-scrolling action game steeped in gothic aesthetics and brutal difficulty. You step into the cursed boots of Gabriel, a knight driven by vengeance against Galagar, a malevolent lord bent on obliterating the land of exile. Armed with a trusty blade and a growing arsenal, you face relentless enemies, screen-clearing challenges, and some of the most creative pixel art bosses you've ever encountered. This is not your modern hand-holding Metroidvania. Lords of Exile leans heavily on classic Vania roots, linear progression, tough-as-nails combat, and methodical platforming. You'll find upgrades like a throwing scythe, a spectral ally, and the essential double jump. But every inch of progress feels earned through grit and skill. Levels feature hidden areas and resource checkpoints, keeping exploration alive without straying from its punishing design philosophy. What makes this game really unique is its presentation. The chiptune soundtrack fuses retro game vibes with heavy metal energy, immersing you in Gabriel's bloody journey. The pixel art is a feast for the eyes, particularly the intricate boss designs, though occasional hitbox confusion can frustrate. However, the difficulty curve can turn from thrilling to tedious. Movement feels rigid, and returning mid-game after a break can sap the fun, as precision and momentum are vital. If you're ready to embrace this challenge and commit to a retro-style grind, Lords of Exile is a dark, rewarding ride. Just don't expect to conquer it piecemeal. This is a marathon, not a sprint. At number 10 we have Mahokenshi, the Samurai Deck Builder. In Mahokenshi, GameSource Studio and Iceberg Interactive bring forth a captivating blend of Japanese mythology and deck building mechanics, setting it apart in the ever-expanding landscape of card games. As you assume the role of one of the 4 Mahokenshi samurais, each representing a specific elemental house, you embark on a mission to defend celestial islands from invading forces. The game seamlessly integrates turn-based strategy elements with hex grid maps, where terrain advantages and disadvantages play a crucial role in battle. Movement across varied landscapes requires strategic energy management, with hills and mountains offering defensive or offensive buffs. Enemies pose relentless challenges, demanding adaptive strategies and thoughtful card usage to overcome. What distinguishes Mahokenshi is its in-mission deck building, allowing players to tailor their decks based on evolving objectives. Towns and castles offer opportunities to acquire new cards, upgrade existing ones, or destroy unwanted ones, ensuring a bespoke approach to each mission. Despite its strengths, Mahokenshi grapples with the inherent randomness of deck-building games, occasionally leading to frustrating scenarios. Additionally, the initial lock on 3 of the 4 heroes may deter experimentation, but perseverance reveals the depth of each character's playstyle. Visually, Mahokenshi excels with its immersive Japanese-themed art and environments. Although some details in card actions could use refinement, the music, while fitting, lacks memorability. Mahokenshi stands as a visually captivating and mechanically solid addition to the deck-building genre, offering a unique blend of tabletop gameplay and traditional progression systems. While it may stumble at times, its innovative approach to deck customization and mission adaptability ensures an engaging experience for fans of card games and board games alike. At number 11 we have Bravery and Greed, a thrilling roguelike adventure that injects new life into the genre. Set in the fantasy world, Bravery and Greed invites you to embark on a quest for riches with up to 4 companions. Each dungeon teems with monsters and traps, presenting formidable challenges as you strive to collect the coveted MacGuffins. While the story takes a back seat, the gameplay speaks volumes, with extensive lore available for those who seek it. The hack-and-slash combat mechanics are both accessible and deeply satisfying, offering a range of characters, each with unique abilities. Whether you prefer the brute strength of a warrior or the agility of a rogue, there's a playstyle to suit every taste. However, mastering these skills may require some practice. Navigating the dungeons is a blend of exploration and strategy, with each run offering new surprises and opportunities. Your progress is tracked by a handy map, allowing you to backtrack and uncover hidden treasures. Along the way, you'll encounter helpful NPCs and unlock powerful perks to aid your journey. Death is inevitable, but far from the end, as your accumulated wealth fuels future endeavors. With each run, you unlock random items and recruit new allies, ensuring that no 2 adventures are alike. Despite occasional spikes in difficulty, the game's addictive gameplay will keep you coming back for more. Bravery and Greed also offers multiplayer options, allowing you to team up with friends locally or online. While the online mode may be underutilized, the single-player experience remains engaging, thanks to its captivating pixel art and atmospheric sound design. Bravery and Greed delivers a satisfying roguelike experience, with its satisfying combat and captivating setting. At number 12 we have Operation Tango, a unique cooperative multiplayer game that offers an exhilarating spy fiction experience like no other. Operation Tango successfully allows both players to feel like master spies by taking on the roles of an agent and a hacker. In this game, you're the agent, and your partner is the hacker, supporting you from behind the scenes. Traditionally, spy films depict a lone secret agent with a hacker assisting remotely. Operation Tango captures this dynamic, but with a twist. The agent's objective is not to engage in combat, nor take down enemies, but to navigate through missions by deciphering security systems. Each security system presents a self-contained puzzle, requiring the collaboration of both players. The agent relies on the hacker's viewpoint and guidance to progress, while the hacker's interactions and perspectives adapt to each puzzle. Communication is key in Operation Tango, as the game can only be played in co-op mode and requires voice communication. The game intentionally keeps the players' screens apart, ensuring that each security puzzle is unique to their perspective. Players must share vital information and coordinate their actions to overcome obstacles. Whether it's entering codes or manipulating control panels, the duo must work together amidst the chaos. The game's puzzles remain engaging throughout its 4-hour playtime, introducing new challenges and twists to keep players on their toes. Success is rewarding, and failure is more comical than frustrating. Operation Tango achieves a balance between thrilling gameplay and humorous moments, fostering a dynamic and enjoyable cooperative experience. This game not only excels at delivering a fulfilling experience for both the agent and hacker roles, but also challenges preconceived notions of what a spy co-op game should be. While it deviates from traditional stealth gameplay, it immerses players in the world of secret agents, making them feel like a part of a super cool dynamic duo. By the end of the game, you and your co-op partner will undoubtedly embrace your inner secret agents, even if you resemble more of a Johnny English than a James Bond. At number 13, we have Batora, Lost Haven, an action RPG game. The game follows the story of Ariel, a young girl picked by the gods to save the Earth. The story is kinda flat with characters acting in non-logical ways. At least the characters are well fleshed out with voice acting, even though the degree of motivation to actually care about what's important is questionable. Each level is linear with some backtracking and dead ends with chests. You run from objective to objective, murdering everything that stands in your way, make binary choices, solve simplistic puzzles, and murder some more. The combat system is engaging and dynamic, with a mix of melee and ranged attacks, using the polarity swap mechanic that changes your form. Each form has a dodge and 3 ability cooldowns. Puzzles usually involve the occasional switches that you have to flip to open paths. It is definitely not the focus of the game. The upgrade system is unique in a way that you don't have a skill tree, but you can equip runes that you can collect. To equip them, you'll need either levels or defender or conqueror points gained from your moral choices. Yes, this is a multiple ending kind of game. However, Batora Lost Haven is a relatively short game with a main story that can be completed in around 10 to 12 hours. Replayability comes from its multiple endings and the ability to replay the game with different runes based on your choices. In conclusion, Batora Lost Haven is a solid action RPG with engaging combat and impressive visuals. If you're a fan of action RPGs or are looking for a game with a unique leveling system and world, Batora Lost Haven is definitely worth checking out. At number 14, we have Destroyer, the U-Boat Hunter. Destroyer the U-Boat Hunter sets itself apart from traditional World War II games by offering a highly realistic naval warfare simulation experience. The game places you in command of a Fletcher-class destroyer during the Battle of the Atlantic, tasked with hunting down German submarines. Despite its somewhat lacking narrative depth, Destroyer shines through its focus on historical accuracy and immersive gameplay. Graphically, Destroyer adopts a practical approach, prioritizing functionality over visual extravagance. This decision allows players to focus on the mission without unnecessary distractions, although the visuals may appear slightly dated. In terms of audio design, Destroyer integrates the ship's radio chatter cleverly into the gameplay, enhancing immersion. However, don't expect cinematic soundtracks or stunning visuals. The game's audio-visual elements aim to service, rather than impress. Gameplay-wise, Destroyer sacrifices simplicity for realism, catering to a niche audience of simulation enthusiasts. Mastering each aspect of the ship's operations is crucial for success, from monitoring radar screens to timing torpedo shots. While missions can be lengthy and overwhelming, the tutorial provides a comprehensive introduction to the game's mechanics. Despite its dedication to realism, Destroyer may not appeal to all players due to its lack of accessibility and somewhat repetitive gameplay. However, for enthusiasts of World War II history and naval warfare, Destroyer offers a captivating experience filled with strategic depth and immersive simulation. Whether you love it or not ultimately depends on your dedication to the subject matter, making it a niche title with a distinct appeal. And that's all for this bundle. While these games offer fantastic experiences, something about this bundle feels off. Many titles are rebundled, and several can often be found cheaper individually. It would be great to see Fanatical step up their game with better curation, more competitive pricing, and greater transparency. Here's hoping future bundles deliver something truly exceptional. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. And maybe consider unlocking early access to videos by buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.